Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Pokemon Bronze. In the last episode, we did we defeat a gym leader? I think we did in Brandier City, and then we came down here and we gave the package back to Professor Oak, who in return gave us the TM for Fly. Now, there's been a bit of a change that I've heard, because I've managed to contact Frico about some things. And the issue is that one, there's no trade evolutions in this game, which is really annoying because it means that all of my aim to get Politoed means nothing because I can't trade with the King's Rock, and if I just give Poliwhirl the King's Rock, it doesn't cause him to evolve, which is really annoying. Second of all, there are no Sunstones in this game, which means Sunkern will never evolve, which means I'm going to be stuck with a Pokemon which has base 30 stats across the board, which sucks. And unfortunately, I mean, it's just an unfortunate, coincidence. I don't think it's going to have a huge matter just because I don't... Obviously, this isn't a hack that's based on making things very, very difficult. And so actually, it should be pretty... It shouldn't be that much of a problem just to continue making our way through the game. But what it is frustrating. Because obviously I would love to be able to use a Politoed at one point, love to be able to use some Flora, just for once, just as the chance to use those Pokemon, and we won't have that chance here. But I thought I'd let you know that whilst we start making our way back to Viridian, because there is no point in us heading south, I'm pretty sure. And we are also not really in a position to do so with where our team is. And I'm pretty sure we can come back here to Kanto. I'm pretty sure we have to. Well, we have to come back here to Kanto anyway because we have the Pokemon League, which is over here, towards Indigo and all that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off just by very quickly heading. We're going to head back. Just head back to Koto. And then, I think what we're going to do is, there's another surf route there that I forgot about. I don't think it's down here, though. No, this is wrong. I'm pretty sure this is wrong. Okay, so, yeah, so we just want to, we want to find the next area for which we can use Surf on, because obviously we've recently gained the TM for Surf, and we haven't actually been able to, well, we haven't found any of the new places that we particularly want to use Surf. So we're just going to get past all of these Hoot. It might be worth me by just introducing someone to our team who can use Fly. Just thinking about... let's just keep moving. Surf. Goodbye. Nothing down here. No. So where is it? Where we can use Surf? It's in Peel City, isn't it? So actually, that was a load of rubbish. What am I doing? Sorry about this. I'm just a bit turned around at the moment. So just got to head back. There we go. Now what we want to do is head into here, head this way. Head to Junction Park, and then we want to head south out of Junction Park. And hopefully avoid most of the avoid the wild Pokemon. Beautiful. Wild Pumbloom, but we don't worry about that. And we can cut through here, and then we can head down. And what we have here is we're back. Oh, we've got a trainer. Officer Dermy wants to battle us. He has a Growlithe at level 17. Easy battle for Poliwhirl. There we go. So we have Route 6 here, Junction Park to Peel City. And there are two things we can do here. For one, we can surf across here. And we can head up into Relic Cavern now, finally. Which will give us access to, hopefully, lots of new Pokemon. I'm going to swap Sunkern into the front if we are going to use Sunkern at all, other than anything but an HM. Well, it's already got Flash. Unfortunately, we put Cut on Furret. But hopefully Sunkern can actually get some use against water types and stuff like this. And if we are going to use Sunkern, then we should definitely start thinking about using it pretty quickly. So here we are. This is this kind of hot. It's not really a secret area. That's the issue. That look at that defense. They're just hit by one vice grip and they nearly get taken out. From the Gligar. Run away from the Gligar. Thank you. Okay, cool. Another Krabby. We'll try and Mega Drain. Just we get hit by the vice grip. Do we have anything that can actually do some revives? Okay, so we're here. Here we are in Relic Cavern, and our first encounter here is an Omanyte. So I'm guessing this is going to be an area where we can catch the sort of like the fossil Pokemon. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. The fossil Pokemon. So Omanyte, Kabuto, and Aerodactyl. So we catch an Omanyte, the Spiral Pokemon. We shan't be using Omanyte. We also see Wild Seal, which is pretty cool. Don't have Aurora Beam. Don't have Aurora Beam. Yeah, you can take another one. And we want a Great Ball. Again, we'll just save, just to save Pokeballs. Oh, there we go. So we also catch a Seal, the Sea Lion Pokemon. And we want an Ultra Ball there. Carbos. Always good to be finding random items. Those Gligar are a real issue for us. We can't actually do anything to touch them, really. So there's obviously a Strength Pass up here. We all said about going down there. And we have no more. And I have no more aggressive moves, which is really suckish. So I'm going to use an Ether. There we go. Cool. So we're going to shift this boulder using strength, and then we are going to see what else we can find around here. Of course you're going to rest. That makes literally no sense. So if you rest... It's interesting that, because he rested, but it didn't put him to sleep, I guess, because he was already full health. Interesting. If I'd like a berry, that would be lovely. And I've got potions. There we go, cool. So, another Omanyte. The nice thing about the Omanytes is obviously they are quadruply weak to grass, which means they are actually decent experience for Sunkern. Pokemon who's never going to evolve, which is really sad. We get loads of health from this Kabuto, and we should be able to catch this also with, hopefully, relative ease. You're kidding me. Let's just keep going. You're going to get in that ball. Come on. There we go. So we catch a Kabuto as well, the shellfish Pokemon. So, we will keep moving. There are loads of places where there could be secret items. Please let me get out. Thank you. Missed that item. That's annoying. Okay, so we're going to find a calcium there. We will surf here just to see if there's... I would assume, since there were Krabby previously, I would assume that... Doesn't seem like there's any wild encounters. Okay, cool. So we're just going to head quickly. There we go. Another good kill. We're going to keep heading down. We'll skip that down. Come on. Oh, yeah. There we go. So there's a forest store if you search there. Hidden forest store. We can find a nugget, but we can't because... What are we going to do? What are we going to use? Could use a repel. Yeah, we'll use a repel. Just freeze. Nuggets, full restore, lots of nice items. We'll go back and grab that item very quickly. Mega Drain gets me back the health that I require. And Sunkern goes to level 24, which is quite nice. So we'll keep moving forwards. Let's... Oh, come on, just take it slow. Sorry. Another Kabuto, another I wonder if we'll meet an Aerodactyl. So obviously that's the only other Pokemon the only other still Aurora Beam or something. But it's not stab, mind you. Aurora Beam is not stab for Seal, because Seal does not have Ice-type characteristics yet. So another Ether on Mega Drain. Really needs another move, frankly, does Sunkern. But then a lot of my Pokemon need more moves, to be honest. Like Flareon needs a Fire-type move, has no Fire-type moves at all, which really sucks. So, we're going to stay around. I just want to see if we do encounter an Aerodactyl. So, we'll stay in here for a few more turns. A few more wild encounters. Just to be sure. Obviously, it might be that they're not available. Maybe at this time of day or something like that. But, you just want to be sure. Another Mega Drain. Easy peasy. At least Sunkern is proving he can take out Pokemon which are quadruply weak to grass, which is quite nice. But it is frail, so frail, and is also slow, as proven by that Gligar. And there we go, I was right. Okay, so we can catch Aerodactyl in here, so that's going to do absolutely nothing to it. Probably a good thing, but we'll go into Flareon here. We'll go for a quick attack. That does nothing as well, because it's resisted. We just want one more. There we go. Okay, Flareon gets taken out. That's not too much of an issue. We're now going to go to our Great Ball and try and catch this Aerodactyl. And there we go. So we catch an Aerodactyl, the fossil Pokemon, although they all are fossil Pokemon in their own way. Final Kabuto. Can we take it out in one hit? We can. So, Sunkern grows to level 26, which isn't bad. Which is not that bad. But another thing, like, we won't have any Ice-type moves either, if I don't start gaining different TMs. We can toss. Actually, to be honest, we can toss most of the berries. We'll just keep it. Can't be bothered. Okay, cool. So that is Relic Cave done with some very interesting new encounters, including, obviously, including Omanyte, Kabuto, Seal, and an Aerodactyl. But what we really want to be doing is we want to think about where are we moving forwards, and the way to move forwards is to head this way, once we get past this Sneasel. Could possibly heal, actually, because this Peel City, yes, I think it is. Cool. So we're just going to go into Peel City, quickly heal up, and then we will head, east, I guess, if we assume that up is north. So anyway, so we'll head this way. We've already been this way, seen various bits here. We know that there are Wild Ponyta and Shuckle in the grass, along with, evidently, some Zubat. Love. There we go. Easy kill. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to surf to here. More Wild Ponyta. So maybe... Didn't mean to go into Ampharos here. I meant to go into... So we'll swap in Poliwhirl. And we can get a Super Potion, which is always nice. I will take on this person. Why didn't you take a break from surfing and fight? Says Fisher Smith, who has one Pokemon, which is a level 35 Gyarados. So maybe we want them to go down there. We'll go into Lickitung here. I'm hoping Lickitung can survive. Yeah, Dragon Rage only does 40. Oh, we flinch, which is awful. It goes for the Twister, but is not stab. I guess we just hope. Don't flinch me, don't flinch me, don't flinch me. There we go. And Lickitung gets off the Thunder Punch to take out the Gyarados. Oh crud, he goes. I was sure that the Pokemon I caught was the best water Pokemon around. And we can't get his phone number because we don't have enough room. So we're going to switch it. Actually, yeah, having some kind at the front makes more sense, just because we can just means more switching out, which is obviously frustrating, but it isn't too bad. Another wild chuckle, which is just neutral to grass, I think, because bug is strong, but rock is weak. We can find a max potion there, which is obviously well worth having. I don't use X items. Yes. Oh, if we get Giga Drain though, I can't risk it. Just going to increase it. There we go. So we get a max potion. Don't go for anything aggressive. Yeah. It was a risk. It was a stupid risk, frankly, but you know, oh well. Don't care. We will. So we get a berry. One berry. When he's suffering from any injuries. So we'll take on this person anyway. Watch out, kid. I go for brawn over brains, says hiker Benjamin, who starts off with a Machop. And we still have a big issue with normal types. But now, sorry, with fighting types, I should say, because most of my team is normal, that's what I meant to say. We will stay in for the Machoke and just hope that we can survive. Yes, we can. Good. We will swap out here. It's just going for Seismic Toss, so I'm going to go into Flareon. It gets fully paralyzed, which is really nice. Ah, but it's got Vital Throw as well. That's really annoying. Strength takes out the Machamp. Ferret grows to level 28 and wants to learn Slam, but we have Strength, and Strength is more reliable than Slam, and I think is about the same power. And Frost grows to level 32 as well, which is nice. You sure outsmarted me. I should think more about strategy. Just keep running away from these guys. So, okay, cool. Is there an item there? No. Cool. Okay, so we've fought you. We didn't fight that guy, I don't think. So we'll quickly take that guy on. Yeah, you. Okay. So my mother always told me eggs are good for you, says a Pokemaniac Shane who has an Exeggutor. Matching his theme. We've got a big issue here of just no one who can deal with grass types. Barrage. Okay, so we want to Strength and just do as much damage as possible. And it's a 3-hit KO, which isn't actually too bad. So we can take out the Exeggutor. Next up is just an Exeggcute. Both my stabs are resisted. Electric stab is resisted. We're just going to throw it. And we go for another Strength. Okay, it's a 2-hit KO, that's fine. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we really need to find somewhere where we can heal. That's it. From now on, I'm having cereal and milk for breakfast. So yeah, so we really need to find... There's a guard tower, entrance to Acre Forest. You're not up to no good, are you? I'm watching you, says that guy. What we want to do is go into the Pokemon Center and heal up. So, what do we have to say here? The guard tower was built over the gate to Acre Forest as a kind of guard HQ. What the heck are you looking at? Twerp, get lost. So it looks like the Rackets are back. What's this I am hearing about some Team Racket? They sound like wannabes to me. Indeed, they are. I'm just going to withdraw some of these things. Right, did I get the amulet coin from Mum, I guess? Do I have anything else? We did get, we have Mudslap, Swaggots. Flareon can learn a Swift and desperately needs a different move. A slightly more powerful move, frankly. We can get rid of Tackle, therefore. That's, like, those two are useless, because it's only when they're asleep. Swagger is tough to use. Mudslap is weak. as hell, but is a ground type move. And I suppose could be done by Flareon. I think I'd rather honestly have Quick Attack. Although Swift. Right, we have Dig. We'll just keep it for the moment. Okay, cool. So I think that is that. And what we now want to do is we want to head into the guard tower. So, look kid, I'll put it plain and simple. There's been a security breach, so we can't let anybody through right now without a security pass. And I can't leave my post to go and deal with the situation myself. Can you check upstairs for me? Okay, so we'll check upstairs. We find a super potion in the corner. So, what is going on around here? So, should it be an item? Yeah, so we get a poison cure berry, but that's useful. Well, unless we don't have any antidotes, but we probably do. Let's have a think. These guys usually have, what, Furret and Gligar, I remember. We will swap. We'll get Flareon in at the front, just for experience, primarily. Though Flareon does seem to be really frail at the moment. So, we still have no space. That's a revive, which is nice. So, okay, so we get our first meeting with the Racket here in the Guard HQ. So, in the Guard Tower. Oh no, not you again. So it's Racket Team. He starts off with the Gligar, as I mentioned. Unfortunately, it does have Harden, which is really annoying. Poliwhirl can deal with it though with Surf. Poliwhirl grows to level 29, which is pretty nice. Next up is a Furret, and goes for the Fury Stripes, which as stab and gets the lucky 5 hits, which is really frustrating. We will swap into our own Furret and see how much we can do with Strength. Nearly take it out, but there we go. Okay, cool. So Furret takes out Furret. We defeat the Racket Team. He goes, this looks bad. But anyway, leave our schemes alone. So there's a Racket Team who starts off with a Gligar. So we'll do the same thing as last time. We'll swap out and go for the Surf, but he's going for the Sand attacks to make us miss, annoyingly. We want Surf. There we go. So we get a connecting Surf. There we go. Gligar goes down. In 2 hits. Next up is another Furret. Which is still they're just proving to be annoying, I think. But there we go. Fury Swipes misses. We get off a Strength. And his final Pokemon is, again, another Gligar. So we're just going to go into Flareon, into Politoed. We get off a Surf, does a huge amount of damage. We get off a second Surf despite him using Sand Attack, and we can take out that Gligar really easily. Who says, I have to win on the others. So, cool. That wasn't too bad. So it's a computer with lots of security information. We'll check this out. Everybody is battling for some reason. I will too. Sounds really professional. Officer Jed. But anyway, he's got a Growlithe. So, let's see. If we are faster, we are. And Swift does well over half, which is nice. So, take out that Growlithe pretty simply. As next Pokemon is the Arcanine. We'll go for the Quick Attack just to see. It gets the takedown. Can't do much about that, but we will go into Poliwhirl and we will Surf. Surprisingly, it does not take it out, but he brings out the Lickitung. We'll go for the Lick. Just to he dies by a Recoil, which is kind of unfortunate for him. But anyway, we'll keep with Lickitung, seeing as Lickitung is so close to getting another level. We'll just use the return. Lickitung grows to level 30. Officer Jed was defeated. I'm not with those Racket guys, I just work here. Sorry for the confusion. Pick up a Hyper Potion and a Nugget, which is nice. Get some money in the bank. We will head around, and then we'll take on this person. Hey, what do you think you're doing here? Gah! Says a Racket Team, who has another Furret. And I'm pretty sure he'll be able to probably one-shot my Sunkern. I don't think there's a single fighting type HM I've seen at all. But anyway, Sunkern gets a decent amount of experience. Got a second Furret here. We're going to go into Ampharos and hopefully just smash it with a Thunder Punch. nearly take it out. We'll go for a tackle just to finish off the ferret. Easy peasy. Third ferret. We'll spread the experience around a bit and go into ferret. And he's finally got another ferret. We'll surf. And we can surf once more. So there we go. Poliwhirl takes out the racket team. He's foiled. We will not stop our exploits. You're just silly to try and hammer us again. I'm not quite sure what exploit. Well, they're obviously exploits, but anyway. Anyway, so we meet up with our rival, Emma. So, Mark, I'm glad to see you. These guys are... You know about them? Well, let me hear your Pokemon. Mark, let's give them what for? So, yeah. This seems to be like sort of like the comparison to, say, going through the Mahogany Town Rockets with Lance. That sort of similarity. But anyway, we'll take on this racket now. Starts off with a Phanpy. We don't want this to start setting up rollouts on us. We are going to go straight into Poliwhirl and surf away. This time I'm going to go into Sunkern. I'm going to risk the Mega Drain. It does. Not that bad. Not that bad. Okay, we're going to get another one. And he misses the takedown, which is really good. It probably would have taken us out. And Sunkern gets to take out the Phanpy with relative ease. And Sunkern will get a decent amount of experience as well. So, why? Why must this happen? Can't you just leave us alone with our voiceness? So, more spelling errors, unfortunately, but that's not too much of an issue for me, to be honest. Okay, so another TM46, which is Thief, which is interesting because a dark type move. None of us have a dark type move yet. And it depends. So you sort of want a Pokemon which can tank Psychic Pokemon and then deal out. Let me just check the deck. Not the deck, my Pokemon. Stats. Your special defense is 46. Poliwhirl is 44, and Lickitung is 63 at level 30. So is a level above, but has much higher special defense. I think I'm going to use it on Lickitung in that case. Is essentially what we're doing Lick with. So we'll get rid of Lick and we'll use Thief. And the Thief will actually just be significantly better, hopefully. So we find a full heal in that corner, and then we can zip along and face off against this person. Stop right there. I'm going to wipe the floor with you, pest, says Rocket. Another racket team. Who just says another Gligar. We will once more go into Poliwhirl and surf it up. Gligar goes down. We defeat the racket team. My Gligar failed me. This is the last straw. And another battle. So, hey, what now? Step back and run away. So, this guy's got a ferret. We'll go for the Swift. Goes for the Scratch, which does a decent amount. 19 is not really to be shoved at. Gets a crit hit with the Quick Attack, which is a bit frustrating in terms of just losing more health. But Flareon takes down the ferret with relative ease. We'll go into Poliwhirl because Gligar is pretty good defense, if I remember correctly. And it's just really the special that we really need to be hitting hard, as we do there with Surf. And next up is a ferret once more. We're going to go into Sunkern this time, and then we're going to go into ferret. Goes for the Slam and does good damage, but we get off a Strength, which does even more damage. Ah, we don't get the KO, but Quick Attack will finish off this ferret. And we defeat the racket team. Step off! This guard tower doesn't have much good stuff to steal. I must keep looking. So, once more, Mark, there you are. I hope you're holding up okay. This is getting tough. I managed to beat this guy, just barely. But we can't give up. I'll go left, and you take the right. So, I almost had them. That's one tough trainer. So it looks like we can't go that far. We're going to take on this person here. This is my item ball to take. Female racket team. She has a Teddiursa. And to start off with, Swift is not a 2-hit KO, which is really frustrating, and he gets off the scratch, and because Teddiursa has a ridiculous high... Well, I don't say that, I don't know, to be honest. I think Teddiursa has pretty high attack stats. No, Ursaring certainly does. So we'll try and take out this second Teddiursa with relative... There we go, with a couple of returns, easy peasy. You defeat that Racket Team. Okay, give, she says. Fine, keep it yourself. I don't even care anymore. It's only a die hit, though, and we don't really care much for them. But we could heal up. This is true. Super Potion on Farret. Let's use this berry on you. We could use a PP up as well. Oh, I didn't mean to use it on Flash, that was stupid. But anyway, okay, it doesn't matter. That was a waste of a PP up, essentially. But anyway, we will continue on and take on this person. Hey, stop right there! Are you one of them? Asks Officer Ross, who has a Growlithe. Obviously, a terrible matchup for my Sunkern. We are swapping into Poliwhirl. Surf is an easy 1-hit KO. We will swap back. And swap. Another case of just swapping back to Poliwhirl, getting off the serve. Officer Ross was defeated. He was stunned. I must apologise. No lowlife like Team Racket would battle like you did. So we'll make our way around this side of the building. We've got another battle with another police officer here. Stop right there, thug! Says Officer Mitch, who only has one Pokemon. It is an Arcanine. Should hopefully be a 2-hit. Yeah, it's a 2-hit KO with Surf from Poliwhirl. Easy peasy. Mitch was defeated. I seem to have made a mistake. I can't be completely sure if you're one of them or not, but there's not much I can do about it now. So we keep heading round another Racket Team. We can heal though. Heal up Poliwhirl. We have a revive for Flareon, which I should have used earlier. And then we'll head across you. So your constant presence annoys me. But it's only got a Phanpy, and that should be a pretty... Okay, there we go. Yep, just a simple Surf to take out the Phanpy. We defeat the Racket Team. And we're just going to check these for secret items. Okay, cool. And then, I couldn't do it. I went up against this one guy and my Pokemon have all fainted. I'm gonna have to take my leave. I can't have my Pokemon like this. Mark, you've got to beat them for me. Don't let us down. And then she runs off the same way she came in. But anyway, we are going to take on the Racket leader, who has an 11 and laugh. Ha ha ha! Mark, is it? I remember you from you back in Russet Town. I formed Team Racket after Team Rocket disbanded. They're a bunch of quitters. We'll show people who the real terrors are. You'll never stop us. Remember how I told you to stay out of my way? You'll see why. So we're going to take on the Racket leader. He has 3 Pokemon, starting off with a pretty strong-looking Donphan. But we should, again, be able to take it out with Surf. It is a simple 2-hit KO. Donphan is defeated. His next Pokemon is a Furret, so I'm going to go out into my own. We are 1 level below, but we do have Strength, and Strength should... Ooh, it's not quite a 2-hit. But we are faster, which means that we will definitely be able to get the kill here with Quick Attack. So, we defeat Furret with Furret, and his final Pokemon is an Ursaring. So I'm going to go into Flareon. Get off a Tail Whip. And second Tail Whip. And go for the Swift. And it is a 2-hit KO from here in. Ursaring only using Lick, which is rather surprising. You expect it to have something else. We get the Paralyze, which is rubbish, but we do still have Quick Attack, which will be priority. But we are fully paralyzed and it can rest. So we're going to try and set up again. We can tail whip, and then we'll swift. This should now be a simple 2-hit KO, but it wakes up and uses rest once more. But we are in the correct position. We're in the right position to be in here. We are fully paralyzed twice in a row, and it wakes up. But it uses Lick once more. We survive. Take out the S-Ring. Player 1 gets a load of experience. The Racket Leader was defeated. What? You must have cheated or something. So this isn't over. We'll continue to steal what we want, he says. So we find an ice heal. What else is around here? We have a full heal and a protein. So what will we do? Carbos increases speed. Calcium increases special. Yeah, okay, cool. So that looks pretty good for us. We'll pick up this protein, which increases defense, I believe. Attack, okay. We'll put that on Liquor Time, I think. So, that is that for this area. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so we can't get by this guy, but what we can do is we can head up here. And we talk to this woman. Thank you for coming to our aid, is all she has to say. So, did you come to save us? Oh, thank you immensely. This should help you on your way. And be our thanks. So we get the security pass, which allows us to go into Acre Forest. Cool. So, we'll just check around for some other items. Like, cool. So we will very quickly just quickly zip out of here. Shouldn't take too long, and then I think we'll call that it for this episode. We're doing quite a lot, obviously, in this episode. Doing the whole of Relic Cavern along with defeating all of these rackets, making our way through, and yeah, getting to the point where we can continue on, go towards our final 3 gym badges, I believe we still need. So, just put that, okay. X accuracy, even though I probably won't use it. So, we will talk to this guy. He says, do you have a security pass? Yes, we do. Access is granted. Exit is to your right. I believe it's time for my coffee break. So, we can't head up there. Sorry, guards only. But we can just... And we might as well see what we can catch around here. So, our first encounter in Acre Forest is a wild level 21 Sudowoodo with low kick, which is a bit of an issue. With obviously the vast majority of my Pokemon suffering against fighting type moves. Unless, unfortunately, we got the special drop there on the first. We unfortunately got the special drop on that first psychic. But what we can do now is we will just quickly see if we can get a new encounter before the end of this episode. I think that makes sense. We'll just quickly heal up. Yeah. And we'll just zip around, see what we can find, see if we can quickly grab. Come on, give me an encounter. So, let's just see. Welcome to Acre Forest. Please take only photos and leave only footprints. Help keep our forest beautiful. So it doesn't look like the encounter rate is particularly high, but we encounter more wild Eevee, which is quite interesting. Interesting. Pity we can't use more wild Eevee, but we have wild Pineco here, so we'll try and catch this guy. I said we're going to try and catch this guy. Nope, we're just going to kill that guy. We have wild Blossom, but I think we have Oddish. Should have Oddish. I'd like to think so. Don't have Teddiursa, Fanpy. Do we have Oddish is a good question. Yes, we do. No, we don't, actually. So, where is it located? Nowhere. Okay, so always got to be wary that, you know, sometimes, you know, got to be careful just thinking about how many of these Pokemon are actually going to be available for us to actually catch. But anyway, so we weaken down that Sudowoodo and we hopefully can catch it. Just gonna save, and it's not. Just because we've only got 6. But there we go. Cool. So we catch a Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. So, there we go. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my playthrough of Pokemon Bronze. I hope you join me on the next episode where we will continue to make our way through Acre Forest, encountering new Pokemon, I'm sure, along the way. And then, I guess we'll be trying to reach the next city. And, yeah, just continuing to make progress. So I will see you then.